try to make one more load today, if I can. You'll be here till 5?
I'll be here till 5.
Okay.
Be waiting for you. We stand here in front of the old Kealakahe landfill that they've just finished closing. Yard waste, such as this, come out of every people's yards on the hill, makes up as much as 20% of that. We can take an agriculturally based tractor with agricultural implements, grind it up, and deliver it back to the people up there cheaper than it is to landfill it. Now this farm tractor provides all of the necessary things that it takes to do biorecycling on a small scale. Around $35,000 used everywhere in America today. About $8,000 for the shredder. The teeth last hundreds of hours instead of 20 on a tub. The tractor itself lasts hundreds of hours, can be fixed in any town in America. So can this thing. Any welder can do it. The loader, cheap, good material for agriculture. International, plenty of competition for quality. The loader can turn the piles. It pushes them up, it turns them over, and then it puts them in the truck on the way out. So that the agricultural shredder shreds easily up to 90%, and if we have a few passes, you know, we can get better. Charge about $100 to haul anything, anywhere in a truck that size, anywhere in America. And that's what the transportation cost is here. Any recycling station, what has to be paid for is the processing and the transportation. And at this level, it's cheaper than landfilling. It's 10 minutes later and yard waste has been flattened. It will then be pushed into a pile. So the interior, I happen to know, is about 130 degrees hot. But the exterior here is just perfect for sprouting seeds. Now, had we turned this thing, we would have seen these would have gotten through the interior and have been cooked at 120 degrees, and anything over 120 degrees kills most weeds. So we do in our biothermic process, in the heating process and the stabilization process, we go through 3 or 4 turnings very quickly to expose most of the weed seeds to the heat of the heat of the biothermic reaction, sterilizing them and exhausting more quickly the latent possibility of a fire. Mulch is possible if you keep a sense of humus, he says with tongue in cheek. And in conclusion, a few more pictures and a brief overview of equipment used in the urban forest. There is a real need for some of the equipment that I show in these pictures. But my point is that the small agricultural tractor is often the right size. It's easier to finance, easier to repair or replace even. And the concept brings more job to the community that biocycles. Now, these are very practical tractors. These work in and around farms in America today. This one was at Ojai Resource Recovery for 4 years. It shredded the brush at that transfer station in our pilot project, lives on to shred today, 12, 13 years later. The shredder does an excellent job on the biorecyclable material. You need the grapple loader, and you need the tractor. The grapple to grab it and spread it out, the tractor to power it, and the shredder to shred it up. Now, truckloads of brush are simply dumped, the tractor drives over them, and the compost pile is formed. Now, this is a compost turner, powered by a tractor for farm and golf course and municipal use. Now, the tractor pulls the machine through the windrow and aerates it. This one right here is so many grass clippings at Pebble Beach Golf Course. This is the basic bread and butter of the agricultural shredding. There's a tractor-powered unit, the Mercedes Unimog, simply, and a PTO-driven shredder. Now these same PTO-driven shredders, if they can do thousands and thousands of miles of organic trimmings in the farms, it seems a simple comparison to see how much they could do in the cities. The hammers pick the material up off the ground and ram it through these countercombs up there that you see above the hand in the picture. Now this is amazingly effective. It produces a rough shredded mulch, but not as rough as this bulldozer. Bulldozer brush working is the cheapest way you can work brush. Just keep it wet, keep it rolling, and that bulldozer will clean up yard waste for you. But my point is really the smaller tractor is the better one. For a lot of places, it's right in so many ways. Organic discards make up 20% of all the solid waste streaming in to be buried or burned in our dumps. Now I offer seminars, evaluation, on-site training, or lectures to help publicize your project. I thank you very much.